Hi my friends, it's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would make this cute fun Valentine shaker featuring Neat and Tangled's favorite little nut stamp set. And we're going to be using this image here with the little squirrel holding the acorn in his hand, which I think is super cute. And we're going to be working on a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock here. I'm going to be using my Zig Color Real Brush markers today to color in my image. And so I'm going to start off by embossing my image. This is my favorite way to do black embossing. So I'm just simply stamping down with the VersaFont Onyx Black ink and then covering that with clear embossing powder. And now I'm going to heat set this to get that good and melted. This way it kind of creates a little barrier, if you will, just a little bit of a well. Whenever I'm using zigs, I like to do this, but because it's easier to watercolor, but also it just kind of gives you a guideline too. But I'm not going to be using any water today. I'm just going to be using the markers themselves to do the blending. So I'm showing you the initial colors that I'm starting off with, and I'm going to do the lightest color first. And I'm just coloring this whole entire image with this lighter color, which is the oatmeal. I'm just going to go all over this image and fill him in. And then I'm going to go back in and add just a little bit darker areas with the darker oatmeal, and then blend it back out with the oatmeal color. So as you can see, I'm filling in all of the areas except for the acorn in this one color. And then I'm going to go in with the darker oatmeal and just add a little bit of darkness around the front of his face, and then a little bit of the edges of his tail, and then his feet, and a little bit of his arms. I like using these zigs. I don't use them as much as probably I should, but because sometimes they're a little bit intimidating to me because I don't color with them all that often. So they are easy to use. If you've never used these, they are easy to use. You just got to get used to using them. And they've got that fine brush tip, which can be a little bit tricky if you're not used to this kind of a tip, in my opinion anyway. So we are going to go ahead and blend out the darker areas that I added. And then you can take the color that is on the lighter color and kind of blend the two together. As you can see, I've got a little piece of just scrap cardstock to the bottom right hand corner there, and I'm just kind of scribbling off extra color. And this also helps doing the little bit of a blending. So I'm going to go in with flesh color here, the color flesh color, and then I'm going to go in with tea rose and add a little bit of pink inside of his ears and a little bit of pink on his cheeks, just to give him some extra color because he is so brown. He needs a little bit of lightness to his face. So I've added a little bit of the tea rose just to give him that little bit of a contrast to his little face. So I've completed the body, and then I'm going to go in with mustard here to do the bottom portion of the acorn. I really like this color for doing like acorns and stuff like that. This is a really great color for that. And then I'm going to go in with the darker oatmeal and blend out the top portion of the acorn. Just give it a little bit. I'm only going to do this on the first half, I guess you'd say, of the top of the acorn. And then I'm going to go in with the darker oatmeal color and blend that out. And I am done with the coloring. So you can kind of see how that turns out. You can see the little pink in his ears and a little bit of pink in his cheeks. And he turned out really cute, I think. So we're going to go on and get the other elements to my shaker going here. So I've got a piece of pure poppy cardstock. This is from Paper Tray Ink. I've got this stitched rectangle die. This is from Mama Elephant's Fem Frames die set, as well as this die here from MFT. I off the top of my head can't think of what it's called, but it just gives this really fun window, and it gives it a little bit of a fun stitched edging all the way around. I love using this die to make window cards or shaker cards. It makes it really easy. So off camera, I die cut my little image as well as a piece of acetate. And this acetate comes from Studio Calico. I've had this for a little bit now. I think they still sell it, but it comes in 6x6 sheets. And it's got the plastic cover on it. So if you do have this or plan on getting some acetate, or this particular brand of acetate, make sure that you do get the covers off of the acetate, because it makes a big difference whenever you're, because the plastic sheathing will, it will affect the look of your window. And now also, just to give another suggestion, Hero Arts has also just released some of their own acetate sheets too, and it is a great size for window cards or shaker cards. So I've got the piece of just plain white cardstock here. Off camera, I went ahead and also colored some more additional acorns, as well as die cut some hearts, just to add some little bit of these shaker bits. These are going to add to my shaker bits inside of my shaker. And I thought that would be a really fun element inside the shaker. Before I start to adhere everything, I'm going to work on my sentiment, and it's going to read, "You are my favorite." This is one of my favorites out of the set. I just love the word favorite and the way the font is. This is just a really, really fun way to have a different sentiment, I think, in this font. So I'm happy with my sentiment. I stamped that down in the VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I really do love this for sentiments because it gives it a really crisp black image. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my foam adhesive. And this took me a little bit of time, so I'm going to save you the heartache of me putting all of the foam adhesive on the back of this panel. But you see there, I was really liberal in adding all of this foam adhesive. Now I'm going to take my shaker bits here, and I'm carefully placing these intentionally in the shaker like this, face down, as well as the hearts. Because if you just put them in there, once you put your cardstock panel on the back of this, after you add it, it's hard to get the colored image to turn the right way up. So I intentionally place these in there like this, and because it makes it much easier. And now I've got this. This is called, I believe it's called sequin glass or something like that. This is an old product from Stampin' Up! That I have, but you could add any kind of shaker bits that you may have. Obviously, a really, really fine glitter or sea beads or anything like that. This is just something that I had that I've been wanting to use up, that I've had in my stash for a while. So anything would work as far as your shaker bits. And then, of course, I put my white panel here on the back to adhere everything together, and you can see how fun that just shakes around. Now I'm going to add some foam adhesive to my little guy here and put him into place onto my window. Then I'm going to work on I got this little heart here. I love this little bitty heart in this Lawn Fawn set. So I'm going to add that little heart right in the middle of the acorn, just to give it a little bit of something extra. I think it's adorable. So I used, like I said, Lawn Fawn ink to do that with. And then I'm going to work on my card base now. So I've got another piece of smooth white cardstock, and I've cut that down to a 8.5, or it's I've scored it at 5.5, and it's going to be a top fold A2 size card. So I've got a piece also die cut off camera, a piece of this sparkle cardstock from MFT. This is one of my favorite sparkle cardstocks, and it gives it that really bit of extra shine, and it also pulls in that silver color from that shaker bits that I added before. And it pulls everything together in my overall look of the card. So before I add my main shaker element on the front of my card, I was going to work on the inside here and just add just a little bit of a sentiment on the inside. So for that, I added the "I Go Nuts For You" sentiment on the inside, which is appropriate for my little shaker. And then I'm going to take that heart once again in the lobster ink and just add just a few hearts on the inside, just for a fun element to the inside of the card. And then now it's time to go ahead and add some adhesive on the back of the main panel here. So I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Glue here for that. I'm pretty liberal with that because obviously this is a heavy piece. So I want to make sure that it adheres to the glitter cardstock. And that will complete today's card, guys. I hope you enjoyed this look at this really cute tutorial to make a shaker card. I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you on my next tutorial. Bye-bye.